A lot of people who are going through an awakening process also go through something I like to call a spiritual bypass. What that means is I've had an awakening, I understand things at another level, yet my emotional world has not caught up yet. This is either because you haven't done the wound healing or you haven't really gone to the place that you need to go to emotionally within yourself to really reach your new higher understanding of things. So you feel like I'm not where I should be. I understand this, but why can't I get there? Something feels off. And so my work in this video is to teach you how to align the two, how to do the work, and how to actually walk your talk as your higher self. Watch this video. So when we have a spiritual awakening, it's that there's been a moment in time where something has clicked. There's many reasons for why we have them. Or we're around a huge group of more conscious people or higher conscious vibration and something clicks for us. But what happens is we wake up to the understanding of something in a much more expanded understanding, a much more expanded version. And what happens for me when I had my first real spiritual out-of-body crazy awakening experience, I was only 15. So I didn't know what I was supposed to do with that. I didn't know how I was supposed to prove that or teach that or even have anyone relate to me. And it was extremely difficult. But what happens with that is we start to doubt it. We start to feel like there's something wrong with us, that we can't be where we know that we're supposed to be, or create this crazy huge vision that we see for ourselves. And what I like to tell people is you have to do the work to be able to integrate into yourself. It's not about achieving or becoming or figuring out practical tools to get somewhere. That will come intuitively, trust me. What it's really about is having the tools to heal your wounds into that wisdom. See, this is the thing most people don't understand is when we fully trust ourselves, when we get real about how we feel so we can heal. This is what I say all day long because it's the path that works. But when we can get real about how we feel, we start to heal. And what that means is I'm not here where I think I should be yet, where I see in my high spiritual vision. So what I need to do is get real present. This is a problem that highly sensitive people or light workers have, or empaths have, because you have this understanding, you just want to be there. But we don't realize is you're a soul having a human experience. You're in a body. And if you're in that body, you're in a society with a lot of other vibrations going on. And so there's a lot of emotional stuff happening. There's a lot of different levels of things going on. It's a little bit dense here. It's a little bit difficult. So what you have to do is look at those places that you are right now that you're trying to run from or you think you should be over. That's kind of like emotional abandonment. Well, I shouldn't be there. I should be here, so I'm just going to pretend I'm here. Yet I'm never going to get here because I haven't embodied the upgrade. So we have to get really real about how we feel. What are those wounds in your life, in your body, in your system, in your thoughts that are not yet up to par with the higher thoughts, meaning your higher purpose, your higher reality, knowing and vibrating and being this pure love, this energy, this sense of divinity in human form. None of us are fully angels, right? Or we wouldn't be here. But we all have that angelic divinity that can be more embodied. A huge sort of way to measure this, where I'm at, is number one, how you feel. But number two, what's coming through you? Do you have the words to explain what you feel? Do you have a wisdom that comes through you for your own life? This is huge. Not all wisdom is the same. But what I noticed in my own life is I started getting these like deep understandings of things when I was really in a place of self-truth and self-trust. When I was trusting what I was feeling, not making it something else, not having it to be something else, not being some ideal, but really embracing the real. This is what I feel. Some days, that reality was, I feel like complete shit. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to relax. Other days that was, wow, I'm having some deep insights. Eventually what that became is a constant stream of insight and acceptance of the times I didn't feel so great. So it's this embodiment of what truly is rather than what you think needs to be. And as soon as we start doing that, full acceptance, unapologetic acceptance of self, we start to realize that our perfection is a process. It's not an immediate delivery just because we understand something. So when you do this spiritual bypass, what you're doing is you're bypassing all the emotional work because you think you're going to be some spiritual awakened person. And the reality is your spiritual awakening comes from embodying everything that already is so that it can upgrade with you and you can become integrated and live in integrity. So, spiritual bypass, not a fun thing because you can bypass and tell everyone all the stuff you know, yet you're not living it. It's not going to have impact. Your life isn't going to be your teaching. Your life isn't going to be an example of anything anyone really wants to follow. A good example of that is a physical trainer that's really out of shape and eats really bad. I don't want to hire you as my trainer because your training doesn't seem to be working on you, or maybe you're not doing it on you. But when your life becomes your teaching, it's because you embody the wisdom that you have within. And you can't embody that wisdom unless you're being with the emotion that needs to upgrade into the wound to wisdom. So, I hope you guys liked the video. Please share and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.